So I also thought we would hop in and do one of the squad stories because they're always awful. Oh my god, why are you making him out to be like such a psychopath? Why do you think you are funny? Why do you think you are a writer? You are not a writer. Right off the bat, like we didn't get one line in. They literally just left it out. I feel like you're being a little obnoxious now. The squad stories never fail to disappoint. And I think I should probably start turning the squad stories into like a series rather than the what do you call it? Hold on, I need to drink more caffeine. My brain isn't braining. I guess we'll just hop in. How goes it? You missed the Gosling posting at the start of the stream. Kaichu doke? I don't think Kaichu doke is doodad, but he just said pocket watch. So why change it to doodad? こいつは赤になりそうだな。こっちの懐中時計もなかなか悪くない。It's just baffling. Right off the bat, like we didn't get one line in. This is so easy. This is what happens. Like, okay, so I know that the word kaichu doke is like a pocket watch. Like toke is pocket watch, and then there's like, it's like it implies like it opens up. You know, it's like it got a picture or something in it. But because they put doodad here, I was like, you know, is there like, you know, could it be a euphemism for like something that I don't know what it is? You know, you just call it that. But no, it is literally just pocket watch.
大量大量やはり死体あさりは戦闘直後に限るぜ
This might be them splitting this line, but they just left out a bunch of that. But yeah, this he's saying got me quite a haul today, but he says shitai asari, which is like shitai asari is like he's grave robbing. He's like taking this off of corpses. No, they just left it out. They literally just left it out. So you don't know. In the English, you don't know at all that he found, or he's literally taking those from corpses. You might think that he's just like searching ruins or finding it or, you know, doing any other thing. You could make the inference, but the Japanese was explicit. He said he's searching corpses.
Huh? なんだてめえは
Oh no, it's a boku.
あなたと同じ E 小隊の隊員ですよ
I can't remember if Nico is a guy or not.
それよりゴドウィンさんが手にしているものそれはここにいる戦士者たちの遺留品ですよね
I saw you stealing. It's not... That's not really the accusation that's being leveled here. Not really. Yeah, senshi. It's like he or I think it's... I think Nico is a dude. I can't remember. But again, they use the term senshi, which is like dead soldiers. And it's iryuhin is literally like stuff left behind at a crime scene or like after death. Oh, okay. Nico's female? Okay. I couldn't remember. I know there's like at least one dude in the game who's pretty feminine sounding. But it's not I saw you stealing, but it's that stuff you've got. It's like you took those from like fallen soldiers, didn't you? It's not I saw you stealing, but those things you've got, you took them from fallen soldiers, didn't you?
ダメですよ亡くなった方々の金品を奪うなんてそんなことをしたら罰が当たります
You can't keep looting bodies like this. It's a sin. You could go to hell for that. No, not really. It's not... Okay, so bachiataru. Bachiataru is like to get punished, and it can imply like divine punishment, like in a karmic sense, right? So like bachi ga atarimasu yo is kind of a way of saying like nothing good can come of that. It's definitely not you could go to hell for that. That implies like a whole theology for Nico, which maybe might come later, but is not implied here. It's certainly not you could go to hell, and there's no it's a sin. It's a sin is way over the line. Way over the line.
はあ？何言ってんだてめえ。どんだけ幸せならそんな思考が湧くんだ？
Oh my god. The squad stories never fail to disappoint. So, what does he really say here? どんな幸せならそんな思考が湧くんだ? 何言ってんだってね? Like, this isn't must be pretty nice living in La La Land. It's like talking about. Or even like shut the hell up. Who do you think you are? 何言ってんだってめ? But yeah, there's nothing about La La Land, rainbows and sunshine. The actual line here is like, what the hell are you talking about? Or even shut the hell up. Or what do you know about anything? You know, I don't know what kind of, you're like, どんな幸せなら is like what kind of happy, like there's definitely this idea of like, you know, I don't know what kind of nice life you've been living that you end up thinking that. But like La La Land, rainbows and sunshine is like taking the line and just cranking it to 12 for no reason. It's like, shut the hell up. What do you know about anything? You like must have had some kind of nice life to end up thinking like that. Yeah, he's being extremely blunt. He's not doing this like, oh, gotta get by somehow. He's being like straight up like, no, I know I'm stealing. I don't care.
別に舞台に迷惑をかけるわけじゃねえんだ。見逃してくれよ。な？ジョーちゃんよ。
This is weird. Now they're adding extra stuff. Like, they left it out of the previous line, but now they're adding in extra stuff. Yeah, it's like, 舞台に迷惑かけるわけじゃねえんだ。Yeah, so now he doesn't say like, besides they're dead, they don't need this crap, I do. That's just not there. He just says, look, it's not like I'm bothering anybody. I'm not causing any problems doing this. So just, you know, look the other way. Like, leave me alone. Missy isn't bad for Joel-chan. It's kind of like he's kind of saying it in an insulting way. And, well, Joel-chan is kind of like a, you know, princess, something like that.
そういうわけにはいきません。ゴドウィンさんの行いは死者への冒涜です。
死者への冒涜です。Disrespectful to the departed. I haven't actually heard this word before, so I'm interested. Yeah, so okay. This is also weird. The part about sin before was like wrong, but they're using a word here that I've not heard because it's a religious word. But it's botoku desu. It's not disrespectful, it's blasphemous. It's like what you are doing is blasphemy, or even like shisha e no botoku desu. You're like, well, how do you say it? Profaning the dead, or like desecrating a grave. It's not necessarily a grave, because shisha is not the grave, it's the person, but it's like you're defiling a corpse or desecrating a corpse. What you're doing is desecrating a corpse. It's not like disrespectful to the departed. It's way more harsh than that.
僕が目をつぶっても神様が見ているんです。今すぐ持ち主に返してあげてください。
Yeah, so here's what it is they decided, oh, she has a belief in God, so that means that we have to go back and just make all of her lines about God. So rather than have this be an explanation that comes up naturally in the dialogue later, we just decide to say, it's a sin. You could go to hell for that. It's not, I don't think it's like anti-Christian bias. I think they're just stupid. Because they're like, oh, this is her character, so we gotta make it match the whole way through, without realizing that, like, even a character that believes in God or has religious beliefs isn't going to be talking like that all the time, in all contexts. So just because a character believes in God doesn't mean that every single line out of their mouth has to be related back to, you know, God or sinning or hell, right? This line here is actually fine. You know, even if I look the other way, God is watching. Yeah, they don't understand, like, how people talk in real life.
神様ね。そんなもの言やしねえよ。
Ooh, you, like, Reddit R atheism fucking... Alright, I'm doing it. This is the worst one. It's quite literally just... Oh God, huh? There ain't no such thing. That's it. I mean, that's all you need to do. It was pretty easy. It was right there. You could have done it. It's not even that he's being made worse than he is. He's already pretty bad. He's like grave robbing. He's a grave robbing, like, God-hating atheist set up against Nico, who seems to be like a pretty religious person. But they're just like, oh, he robs graves, so, like, let's just make him comedic about it.
もし神がいるのなら、俺みたいな人間を生み出さねえだろうよ。
Wow, you really missed the whole point of this line. They really missed the point of this line. So, okay, what he says here is, he's making a classic, like, you know, the classic, like, why does God allow evil to exist kind of thing. Like, that's the argument being made here, right? もし神がいるのなら、俺みたいな人間。I'm saving this one too. This is a good Japanese language lesson thing. Because this one, okay, so here's a really good example of a line that, you know, when you're on Twitter or whatever and people are pointing out really bad localizations and stuff, I bet this one is not one that most people would find, just because it doesn't stand out as, like, you know, obviously terrible. It's not like the crazy feminism stuff or, like, you know, Reddit R atheism tier bullshit. But it's almost worse because it's missing, like, the whole point of this conversation, like where this conversation is going, right? If there was a God, you think people like me would exist? Like, do you really think if there was a God, there'd be guys like me in this world? That's what he's saying. It's not, I would have never been born. They took, like, umidasu as, like, literally as born, but in this context, it's really not born. It's like, there wouldn't be guys like me in this world. Like, in a perfect world, men like me would not exist. But this is not a perfect world. It's that, right? If you've never seen that video, just look it up. I love that video.
ジョーちゃんにはわからねえのさ。持たざる者の苦しみなんてよ。
持たざる者の苦しみなんだよ。There's no mention of haves and have-nots other than you just don't get it. Like, the pain of being poor is what he's saying. You don't understand the pain of being poor. Like, motazaru mono is definitely, you could make the case for, like, motazaru being have-not. It is one who does not hold. Like, literally, okanemochi is to have money, to be rich, right? But he's saying, like, you just don't get it. Like, you don't understand the pain of, or you couldn't understand what it's like to be poor, is what he's saying. There's no, like, one don't know jack shit about the other. It's not even like a weird moral filter. It's just they're like dumb.
世の中、泥水をすすらなきゃ生きられない人間もいるってことを覚えときな。
He doesn't say this privileged as you. That's not here. I would translate this as like, let me tell you something. Or, how do you... Yeah, I would go with like, let me tell you something. There's guys like me who have to crawl our way through the mud to make it in this world. Don't forget it. And this oboitoke yo, oboitoke na, is like, don't forget, or keep that in mind, or you better remember. He's telling her, like, you don't get it. There's this not everyone's as privileged as you. It's not there. It's just not there. Yeah, wait.
ジョーちゃんのおかげですっかりしらけちまったぜ。
Wait.
また出直すとするか。
ゴドウィンさん。
ああいう輩にはあまり関わらない方が身のためよ。
Yeah. But I don't bother with the likes of him. It's a little off. It's more like nothing good will come from bothering with him. It's like it won't be good for you. 関わらない方が身がためよ。身のためよ。It's like it won't be good. It would be better if you left him alone. Better for you if you left him alone. He's not saying with the likes of him. I mean, Ayu is kind of like a guy like that, right?
大丈夫？ニコちゃん。怪我とかしてないわね。
He doesn't say didn't give you any trouble. He said, are you alright? You didn't get hurt or anything. Like, he didn't hurt you. Like, kega is to, like, be hurt. I don't, like, give you trouble. It's kind of weird. It's more like physically he's worried about her physical well-being.
ロゼッタさん、あの人のことをよくご存知なのですか?
She doesn't answer. She doesn't say no. And how much do you know about him, Rosetta, is so, like, blunt? It's, like, way too, I don't know. It's just, like, so flat. The way she's talking here is not like, how much do you know about him? She's saying, oh, do you know a lot about him? Yoku gozonji nan desu ka? Gozonji is to, like, to know. It's a very polite way of saying. It's like, ano shito no koto yoku gozonji nano desu ka? Is very much like, oh, Rosetta, do you know a lot about him? Or do you know a lot about Godwin? It's kind of like a curiosity thing.
ご存知ってほどじゃないけど、私も兵役が長いから、同じ正体の人の素性は大体把握しているわ。
Not much, but I know a broken man when I see one. I wouldn't say I know him well. You have to match this because she says gozonji, he says gozonji. Like, it backs up. It's like, do you know him well? And then I wouldn't say well, but I've been a soldier for long enough that I can tell his type, or I can tell somebody's type right away, or like I can tell like where a guy like that comes from. Is kind of what he's saying. It's not like, oh, I know a broken man when I see one. It's, I've seen the type before. Yeah, something like that. Like, I've been a soldier long enough that I know his type well enough. Yeah, well enough. That's definitely the interplay I would go for here. It's like it kind of has to, you know, Nico says one line, Rosetta says the same line, but as well, I wouldn't go that far, right? Gozonji te hodo janai kedo is the kind of play here. But that's the kind of idea. I've been a soldier long enough, I know his type.
あの人、とても寂しそうな目をしていました。荒々しいのに、すごく悲しい目。
But all... Why are you just like making this so blunt? Araarashi could be angry, but like troubled, like this, but also angry, and yet so sad. He looked lonely, but also angry, and yet so sad. They left out the whole thing about his eyes, because she's really talking about the look that he had in his eyes. He had such a lonely look in his eyes. Violent and rough, but at the same time so sad, or very sad. Something like that. No, it's not I've got to help him, it's I want to help him. I want to help him.
僕はみんなを幸せにしたくて志願兵になったんです。だからあの人も幸せにしてあげたいんです。
They just kind of missed the point here. Her line in Japanese is driving home her naivete a little bit more than they're willing to do in the English for some reason. She really did say, like, I joined the army to help make people happy. So I want to make him happy too. Like, that's it. It's very naive. Like, if I don't do something, who will is not there, and make people's lives better. Like, I get the idea of, like, minna o shiwase ni shitakute. Like, to make everyone happy. You could read that as, like, make everyone's lives better. There's an argument to be made there. But I think that unless you have a very compelling reason and context to do that, it's not quite right to make that judgment call, in my opinion. You should stick with what the lines actually say.
それはまた難しいことを考えたものね。さて、どうしたものかしら。
Yo, what? None of this is here. Not a single word of this is correct. Yeah, no one, I'm afraid. I admire your compassion, not there. Changing the world is easier said than done, not there. And this no one links up to the previous line for no reason. It's, you know, I think you might have your hands full with something like that, or that's quite the idea you've thought up there. Kind of like a little bit of sarcasm, like, 難しいことを考えたものね. Like, I think you might have your hands full with something like that, but how would you even go about doing it, I wonder? It's not even, yeah, it's like fan fiction, but they just decided to change it completely.
ニコちゃんも知っているでしょ。この世界の歴史。ダルクス人が過去に何をしたか。
Oh. Oh, never mind. Oh. Do they not want to make him racist? Because they, we'll have to keep going through this, but the implication here from this line is that he is racist, actually. Surprisingly enough. They don't want him to be, but they've changed. I'm screenshotting this because they've changed it. Just from now, to give like the full benefit of the doubt, right? Just from this line, I can't say one way or the other yet. There might be more context coming up, but this is not correct. Like, Nico-chan wa shiteru desho? この世界の歴史。 ダルクス人が過去に何をしたか。何をしたか。It's not what they've been through. He said, like, you know about the history of, not Europa, but the world, about, you know world history, don't you? What the Dark Sijin people did. What they did. And yeah, it's not like, at this time period in Valkyria Chronicles, it is pretty well accepted, or at least somewhat common, to believe that they did or were responsible for the calamity. Whether or not one holds, I can only think of the Japanese word sabetsu, like discriminatory beliefs about the Dark Sijin people is kind of a different question. But this is not what they've been through, it's what they did. Animosity is a good word, yeah. Let's see.
彼らは常に迫害を受けて生きてきた。国ごとの差はあるけど、境遇はいいものじゃないわ。
Hold on. Yeah. So this is actually really different than what they're making it out to be. It's actually quite an interesting take on, like, the implications here, right? It's not they've suffered for centuries, no matter where they go, they're labeled as outsiders and treated with prejudice. They're just kind of glossing this and making it like, just standing up for them in general. But really what he's saying here is, like, world history, don't you? What they've done. And then to flip side that, it's like another part of the story is, what is it? They've lived with persecution, like, as a normal occurrence in their lives. Is like persecution for them is normal, or like that's how they've lived their lives, constantly persecuted. There might be slight differences from country to country, but their surroundings are never good, or their how do I describe this? What is it like? The circumstances surrounding their lives are never good.
それはもちろん僕も知っています。でも別にゴドウィンさんが悪いわけじゃ。
Yeah, so you can understand here that the implication, they've definitely got this wrong now. I'm 100% convinced because of Nico's response here. And this, like, none of that is Godwin's fault or mine. The or mine here is not there. So it's definitely Rosetta is pointing out that the history of the Dark Sijin people are complicated. They're persecuted, but that persecution, be it though it's unjustified, has led to, them acting in certain ways that has been negative. And so Nico is saying that might be the case, but that doesn't mean that Godwin has done something wrong, or Godwin is responsible for that, right? So it's a little more complicated than they're making it out to be.
その通りだわ。でも、やっぱりダメなの。
It's not ダメなの. It doesn't change a thing. There's no helping it. It doesn't. You might be right, but that doesn't matter. It's not doesn't change a thing. It's like, but that doesn't matter.
かつて私にもダルクス人の友人がいたわ。神父としての師でもあり、とても心の優しい人よ。
Yeah, it's this. He was my friend. Like, I get where you're reading into this, like he's a feminine man, so you're trying to make it out like they were lovers, but that's not necessarily here. Whether that's true or not, you would have to ask the writers, but that's not, just reading the line, that's not implied. He just says he was my friend. And he was a very, he was a very kind man. I don't like this gentle and loving. He was a kind man. Yasashi shito is kind man.
彼はダルクス人差別を撤廃すべく人々に訴えかけ、多くの賛同を得ていたわ。
Interesting. I don't like the use of activist. Dark-Sujin rights activist. It's not... no, and again, it's not... this is actually underplaying what he did. Whose many supporters work day and night to fight against bigotry and hatred is just not here. Fighting is not bad, but it's more like he rallied support. Yeah, I would definitely go with like rallied support. This is like 人々に歌いかける is to like 歌いかける is to like urge. He rallied support for ending Dark-Sujin discrimination. And it's almost in a legal sense. It's not just like fighting against, you know, bigotry and hatred, but it's like there's a very real legal aspect to this. He's like making appeals, like Dark-Sujin, and this word here, let me post it. Teppai is to like abolish, but it's like annul, repeal, abolish. So it's not as simple as like, you know, fighting against bigotry and hatred in some sort of like nebulous sense, but he was fighting to abolish, like he was fighting to abolish Dark-Sujin discrimination, and actually ended up gaining a lot of support.
でも彼の願いは決して届くことはなかった。反対派の教団に撃たれ、この世を去ったのよ。
Okay. I feel like you're being a little obnoxious now. I feel like you're really being obnoxious now. I can see the little seeds. Like, you don't have to do this, right? Like, he was shot and killed by extremists during a peaceful protest. Like, the lines are already here. You don't have to add all this extra stuff. It doesn't actually add to the story. It actually detracts and makes you sound like very obviously political when they're already telling a good story about like ending discrimination. So the actual line here is でも彼の願いは決して届くことはなかった. I don't like his dream, but I would almost go with the world, or his wishes never came to fruition. Dreams never came true is a little too whimsical. And it's not shot and killed, it's he passed away. Like yo satta. Kono yo satta is like that kono yo saru is a very religious turn of phrase, like to leave this world. It's something that a priest would say, and they're leaving out that part. Kono yo saru, like kono yo satta, is like he passed away. He passed from this world. But it's hantai ha no. And they don't mention anything about a protest or shot and killed by extremists. He was assassinated by a opposing faction. Like he was shot by an opposing faction. Or by, I don't know how you describe it, by, you could even say like an anti-Dark-Sujin faction, like that would be fine. But it's like emblematic of the issues here. He was shot and killed by extremists during a peaceful protest. You're not actually helping your cause. Like, to play absolute devil's advocate here for this kind of thinking, right? You're like, ooh, this is something like, bigotry, hatred, protests. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. I want that. I love this. I really want to make sure that this lands. You are doing a disservice by making it like this, right? By trying to reframe it with modern language, you are literally drawing parallels to things that in the modern era people don't like. But in the past, holy shit, I'm for Rosette and this other priest, right? He's trying to end unjust discrimination against a group of people who did nothing wrong. Like, holy shit, yes, that's a good story. Like, it's already a good story. You don't have the right to try and, like, draw analogs to modern times with it. Like, you are undermining it by trying to draw parallels. Absolutely undermining it. Right? There's no reason to do this. Yeah, it's like this, like, mostly peaceful, like, even calling it during a peaceful protest. All you are doing by saying a peaceful protest is making people think, well, maybe it wasn't so peaceful. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were actually terrorists. You know, right? Like, that's the only thing that you're going to do. And that's obviously not the case. Like, this is a sad story of a man who lost a friend who was fighting to overturn actual, like, discrimination and hatred. That he was actually doing a good thing, and now you're trying to tie it to your modern causes, which don't line up. It's not that's horrible. I can't believe it.
それほどにダルクス人とは辛い立場なのよ。
That's life.
That's...
No, it's not. That's life. What are you talking about? What do you mean that's life? What do you mean that's life? It's like, I can't believe it. No, that's just how bad it is for Darksijin. Like, that's it. I can't believe that. No, that's just how bad it is for Darksijin out there.
ゴドウィンにとってもそれは同じ。彼は故郷を戦火で失った難民なのよ。
難民なのよ。Yeah. 戦火を失った難民なのよ。難民. I mean, Nami is refugee. War torn. I feel like you're just making it a little too. It's no. I would say it's no different for Godwin. His home village or his hometown was destroyed in the war, and now he's a refugee. He's a refugee after the war destroyed his hometown. Like, I don't like this. The war tore him from his home and family. It's a little. He's speaking a little more matter of factly, right?
ダルクス人の彼を受け入れる町はどこにもなく、結局彼は一人で生きるしかなかったの。
Yeah, like, why are you making this so flowery? Everywhere he went, he was met with cold hearts and closed doors. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying it doesn't matter what town he went to. ダルクス人の彼を受け入れる町はどこにもなく、結局彼は一人で生きるしかなかったの。The only person he could rely on is himself is fine, but this is like there wasn't a town anywhere who would take in a Daruksujin like him. That's what he's saying. This, like, cold hearts and closed doors is it's just kind of cringy. It's not how he's talking.
だからゴドウィンさんはあんな生き方をしているのですか?
What do you mean loots bodies? We didn't forget. This was like 5 minutes ago. If you were playing the game at regular speed and not spending time on every single line, this was 5 minutes ago. We didn't forget. This is anna ikikata o shiteru. Like, she doesn't want to say loot bodies. Like that's the point. So that's why he lives the way he does. So that's why he does that, or that's what, yeah, like, だからあんな、いや、だからゴッドウィンさんはあんな生き方をしてるのですか? So that's why he lives the way he does. Or that's why he does what he does. There's no, so that's why he loots bodies, he's only trying to survive.
彼にとっては当てつけなのかもしれないわね。ダルクス人に生まれた自分を自ら貶めているのよ。
Huh? Hold on, I got flashbang. Got so tired of people stereotyping him and his race, he's given up on proving them wrong. The sentiment is somewhat here. But this isn't the way it's phrased, and it's not a good representation. There's an element of self-hatred. Like, he resents the fact that he was born as a Darksujin, right? Yeah, no, they're definitely updating this for like a modern spin when the actual like heart of this issue is something that is timeless, right? To resent the circumstances of your birth, right? To resent being born in a particular place, in a particular, you know, culture or as a particular race because of the treatment that you receive from other people is a story or a concept that resonates regardless of the time period. People can understand that. But when you add all of these extra little words, right, like people stereotyping him and his race, all you're doing is just making the context more difficult to understand because it doesn't actually follow. You know that he hates himself. Like he hates himself for being born as a Darksujin, or like he resents that he was born as a Darksujin. Like that's what he's saying, right? Like that kind of, like, if we're trying to humanize or like give understanding of why he acts the way he does, like that's a really sad kind of concept. This like, oh, he's given up on proving them wrong, makes it sound like it doesn't explain why he's doing it, right? If he's given up on proving them wrong, then he would not necessarily, you know, go out and do things that make people dislike him even more. He might just not care what people think anymore. But this is more like he's doing it out of spite at this point. Right? Because he regrets being born as a Darksujin.
そんなの悲しすぎます。本当に助けることはできないのですか?
It's all just so sad. It's too sad. It's too, almost like too horrible. Too sad. There's no ... here. Yeah, is there nothing we can do to help him?
少なくとも私にそんな力はないわ。これは私にとっても辛い現実なの。
It's sad but true. Oh, fucking God. They added so much here. Discrimination is a bigger problem than any one person can solve. It's sad but true. Can you... I'm requesting... Please, get off the soapbox for a minute. You are ruining a good story that actually is saying something about discrimination that is kind of nuanced and interesting and, you know, might actually help people to understand that discrimination is bad. But you are standing on your soapbox like a squawking moron and making it about you. 少なくとも私にそんな力ないわ. There's nothing I can do. Or there's nothing in my power to do. これは私にとっても辛い現実なの. This is, for me, this is just the way the world is. You know, like, 辛い現実, it's like, this is just how cruel reality can be. Like, this whole discrimination is a bigger problem than any one person can solve. It's sad, but true. Doesn't speak to the pain in his voice, right? 辛い現実なの. There's nothing I can do. Like, he's given up. Rosetta has given up on trying. It's not within my power to change. For me, this is just what cruel reality is like.
そうですか.
I guess so. Oh, I see. Or is that so? そうですか. Oh, I see. Not I guess so.
そんな悲しい顔をしないで、ニコちゃん。 自分の優しさで自分を傷つけてはいけないわ。
Your compassion is a virtue, but getting down in the dumps won't help anyone. No. Also not correct. But this 自分の優しさで自分を傷つけてはいけないわ is you can't it's actually articulating a very interesting thing here, which is like he's almost suggesting that she stop being so nice, or like don't allow your own kindness to hurt you. Like don't allow your compassion for others to hurt yourself is what he's saying. So like it's almost like don't care too much, you'll only hurt yourself is closer to the implication here. Like 自分の優しさで自分を傷つけてはいけないわ right? So you can't allow your compassion to become a burden on yourself is what I would go with. And I'm curious as to what Nika will say in response, because getting down in the dumps won't help anyone is not what Rosette said.
でもやっぱり僕は放っておけないです。ゴドウィンさんは救われなきゃいけない人です。
Yeah, so do you see how this doesn't actually line up? Neither will doing nothing. That doesn't actually make any sense. What she said is, even if that's the case, I'm not giving up. I can't just leave him alone. I have to save him. でもやっぱり僕は放ってはいけないです。Even so, I can't leave him alone. He's someone I have to save. Yeah, like the English is literally just him scolding her for being sad over a sad thing that he told her, which doesn't make any sense.
どうすればあの人が救われるかは分かりませんが、僕はもう少し頑張ってみたいと思います。
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know there has to be something I can do to help him. No, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll just keep trying. Like, I don't know how I can do it, but I'm going to keep trying.
そう。だったら私が止める理由はないわ。
But I can't stop you from trying. No, it's is that so? Well, I guess I have no reason to stop you then.
でも辛くなったら無理せず諦めてもいいからね。誰もあなたを責めたりしないわ。
Why? You're leaving out, like, Rosetta is looking out for Nico. It's not if he doesn't want your help, there's no shame in calling it quits. It's if it gets too hard on you, or if it becomes too painful for you. Don't be afraid to quit. No one will blame you for that. 無理せず諦めてもいいからね。誰もあなたを責めたりしないわ。No one will blame you. It's like if it gets too hard, or if the pain becomes too much, don't be afraid to give up. It's okay to stop, or it's okay to quit. No one would blame you for it.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Christ, these squad stories are always so terrible. I don't know why they're like this. Also, what up, everybody? I saw we got some more people in. Be sure to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the video, forfeit all material possessions to the video. Yeah, emotions are for the weak. But it's not even that, it's just like, we don't understand human emotions or like nuanced dialogue at all.
ゴドウィンさん、何かお困りではありませんか?
I don't like, oh, Godwin. This is more like Godwin, is there anything I can help you with? Or are you, okomarikoto is, yeah, anything I can help you with is fine.
なんだよ、この間のジョーちゃんか。
What the fuck? No one has once dropped an F-bomb in this game. This is not the time to do it, and it doesn't actually make sense. Oh, it's just you, the girl from before. Yeah, it's like it's a bit rude and definitely not what he's saying. Yeah, he doesn't do that. It's like out of nowhere. It's like, oh, it's you again.
僕、いろいろ考えてみたのですが、何かあなたのお手伝いをできないかと思いまして。
Anything I can do, just say it and it's yours. No, I thought it over, and I thought it's like I thought it over and decided there has to be some way I can help you. 何かあなたのお手伝いをできないかと思いまして。I thought there had to be something I could do to help you. This second line, just anything I could do, just say it and it's yours, is not there.
ガキに面倒を見てもらうほど落ちぶれちゃいねえ。うっとうしいから話しかけんな。
Don't want it, don't need it. Least of all from a damn kid. So quit bugging me and buzz off. So we're going to say that this guy would drop an F-bomb, but now he's saying buzz off. Tone actually does matter for characterization. So if you're going to say that he would drop an F-bomb, he should say fuck off, not buzz off. But that's not even what he's saying here anyway. So like it's like I'm not so he's got a little bit of pride here, and they're kind of hiding that in the English. It's like I'm not so helpless that I need help from a damn kid. It's like you're annoying, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Yeah, I mean, I get that it's an ESRB thing, but if you are constrained by the ESRB, then you should at least try to make the dialogue consistent, right? Like, I get that you can't drop F-bombs and maintain, like, a teen rating, for sure. Oh, yeah, Alan, it's... I don't know if you've just joined or if you've been watching, but basically, the squad story in Japanese is quite good. It's kind of an interesting take on, like, discrimination and people acting out based on, you know, like, accepting accepting the discrimination that they've been subject to and acting out of spite while kind of, like, hating the fact that they were born the way they are. It's an interesting take. It's not, like, preaching at all. It's not saying, like, he's right to do that, and it's not saying that they were right to discriminate against him. I think you get one F-bomb. Same as movies, but I could be wrong.
Godwin-san, どこですか? もうどこ行っちゃったんだろう?
I lost him. Where did he go?
何なんだよ一体。俺に何の恨みがあるってんだ?
It's not some kind of sick joke. Wow, I can't speak. It's not some kind of sick joke. It's she got something against me. Like, what's her problem? Urami is like, what, does she have something against me? Yeah. Honestly, I've said it before, but like, if you're gonna play these games, and I recommend it, I really do like the gameplay and the story. Just play with the Japanese dialogue, listen to the vocal delivery, and then imagine that it's like 40% to 50% more serious.
恨みじゃなくて慈悲の心でしょ。
Yeah.
あの子はあなたを元気づけたいだけよ。
This line doesn't follow, right? This, like, it's called compassion, links up with, what, does she have something against me? Urami. And so then he says, Urami janakute. Not, doesn't have something against you. It's called compassion. Like, it's called compassion is actually good. If he said, right, if he said, man, like, what's her problem? Does she have something against you? And then Rosetta would say, yeah, it's called compassion. Boom. That works. That totally plays correctly in English. That's the exact kind of line that you want to go with. urami janakute, I can't ever pronounce this right. Jihi no kokoro desho. Like, that works. Why they left out the does she have something against me? I have no idea. It would be so easy. And this, maybe you should try it sometime, doesn't make sense. It's not there. あの子はあなたを元気つけたいだけだよ. She just wants you to feel better, or she just wants you to be happy. She's just trying to make you feel better.
てめえの差し金か?
Yeah, this is fine. You got one. They got one. Hey everybody. Hey everybody, they got one. They did it. They need like fanfare. They got one. This is all something she wanted to do. Guess what? I'll have to listen to the next line to decide if guess what is good here, but I don't know. It's 聞いてください is more like listen to this.
先ほどクロードさんからお聞きしたのですが、近々偵察任務を行う予定があるようでして。
I don't like this going on a recon mission soon.
その際は僕がゴドウィンさんをサポートします。2人で協力すればどんな任務もへっちゃらですね。
So and I'll be going with you as support as well. If we work together, the mission should be a piece of cake. Hechara. Hechara is like super easy, but piece of cake is a good turn of phrase here. Like I'm sure if we work together, the mission will be a breeze or a piece of cake.
いい加減にしろ。もううんざりだ。
I would go with like just leave me alone, or yeah, I've had enough, or like that's enough. I'm sick of it. It's not just I've had it up to here with you. Unzari. It's like I'm sick of you.
てめえは俺を野良犬か何かと勘違いしてんのか？他人に世話されなきゃ生きられないとでも？
This ignorant savage here is not present. What do I look like, a stray dog? Is correct. Like, am I some kind of stray dog to you? Like I can't survive without your help? Like, without someone else's help? Just like, teme wa ore o yoroi, what is it? Nora inu ka nani? Do I look like some kind of stray dog or something to you? Like I can't live without somebody's help? It's not survive without your pity, but it's like I can't live without someone else's help.
そんなつもりは。
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's not what I.
てめえにダルクス人の気持ちが分かってたまるか。とっとと失せろ。さもなけりゃ殺すぞ。
What? You don't give a shit about me. You just want to feel good about. They left out a really good line here, like a bunch of good lines. It's like he said, like you could understand what it's like to be a dark Sujin. Like teme ni dark Sujin no kimochi ga wakatte tamaru ka. Like you could understand what it's like to be a dark Sujin. Like get out of here. If you don't, I'll kill you. He literally says samonaku samonakia korosu zo. Totto what is this? Kiero? Kisero? Shiro? Sagero? Usero. Yeah, usero. Yeah, korosu zo. Samonakia korosu zo. Like you could understand, like it's like you could understand how a dark Sujin feels, or like he's swearing like teme. Like you could fucking understand what it's like to be a dark Sujin. Like get the fuck out of here. If you don't, I'll kill you. Or like it's not even like if you don't, I'll kill you. It's like get the fuck out of here before I kill you. Yeah, no, it's nothing like feel good about yourself. Yeah, this is why I hate kids. Yes and no. in this sense, like, they are both in the army, so you can't really say that, like, she is literally a child. But Gakki, in this sense, is like... Gakki is more like damn kids, or like... It's more of like a sentiment than an actual calling her a child. It's not bad, it's a little... This is a little difficult to deal with.
ガキはどっちよ?
Yeah, see?
ニコちゃんに当たってどうするの?
Yeah. Like, who's the real kid here? Yeah, it's kind of like calling someone a brat. It's a little similar, but Japanese doesn't use it quite the same way. Like, you can say, like, gaki no koro is like when I was a kid. It's not like when I was a brat. Yeah, like, what's the point of blowing up on her like that? Blowing up on her is not bad. Niko-chan ni atatte dou suru no? Like, what's the point of blowing up on her like that?
あなたは自分がこの世のすべての不幸を背負っているとでも思っているのかしら?
Oh, this is not right either. It's actually a really interesting turn of phrase. It's not like, or do you really think you're the only one in this world who's ever had it rough? It's, or do you mean to say that you're, oh, how do I describe this? この世のすべてを不幸を背負っている. It's like, or do you presume to be carrying all the misfortune in the world yourself? It's not just like only had it rough, or do you just assume that, like, you're the only one in the world with misfortune? I get where they're coming from with, like, only one in this world who's ever had it rough, but the turn of phrase here is so interesting. There's got to be a better way to say it than who's ever had it rough. It's like, seiyotteru is to, like, carry something on your back, to, like, bear a burden. And it's like, kono yo no fukou. Fukou is like misfortune, or like unhappiness. So the real thing that he's saying here is, like, do you really think you're the only one carrying the burdens of misfortune in the world? Something like that. You know what I mean? It's a little more flowery than just you're the only one in the world who's ever had it rough. It's a more interesting phrase. I've said this before, but for anybody who's new, like, the point of these streams is not necessarily to provide a perfect, like, replacement line for each line that we get into, because some of these you would really want to workshop with a team or talk to the writers to, like, better understand the character, things like that, to workshop. Like, if you were making a like a patch, like an English patch or a retranslation of the game, my workflow would be completely different than just going through and listening and giving lines. The point of what we're doing here is just pointing out the inaccuracies and trying, when possible, to give, like, a better reading. So, you know, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, and I'm sure I've made mistakes before in previous streams.
俺は自分の生き方を貫いているだけだ。てめえらに文句を言われる筋合いはね。
Yeah. I don't know where you get off. It's like, you've got no right. This is more like, you've got no right telling me how to live my life.
呆れたものいいね。
You're hopeless. I don't know about that. It's not like you're hopeless. It's more like, sounds like you've already given up.
でも、それより今はニコちゃんが心配ね。落ち込んでいなければいいけど。
What? Huh? Nico's got a lot to learn, but at least she's trying more than I can say for you. I hope she's okay. What? But this is more like, but forget about you. I'm worried about Nico-chan. As I hope she's not too depressed, or I hope she's okay is fine, but this, like, Nico's got a lot to learn, but at least she's trying is not here. Yeah. It's not that they're in the right. It's more complicated than that. It's like Rosetta understands Godwin's position. He's not really trying to say it's right or wrong. He just understands the way he is. But they keep having Rosette like insult him for some reason. I don't get it. Because more than anyone, Rosette would have sympathy for him and his position. Having lost someone to like discriminatory violence. Right? So this like Nico's got a lot to learn, but at least she's trying more than I can say for you is like needlessly insulting. He's not making a claim like that. It's more like it sounds like you've given up, but I'm more worried about Nico-chan right now. I hope she's okay. It's just like needlessly insulting to him. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
あんなことがあった直後にまた死体あさりとは、あなたどういう神経をしているのかしら。
Yeah, like I can't say I'm surprised, but I am disappointed. Like, I don't know why they keep adding like these little quips from Rosette. Like, this is literally just more like you've got some nerve. Like, after all that, you're right back to corpse robbing. There's probably a better turn of phrase, like, I don't know, like looting the battlefield, corpse robbing. Shitai asari is correct, but like you've got some nerve coming back here to rob corpses after all of that. It's not like this. Like can't say I'm surprised, but I am disappointed. It's like if anything, they're pointlessly stereotyping Rosetta as like a sassy gay guy.
てめえにとやかく言われる筋合いはねえ。それとも今度はてめえが俺につきまとう気か?
Yeah, this is ignorant. He's not saying this. それとも今度てめえが俺につきまとう気か? Yeah, this is like, oh, is it your turn to save the ignorant savage from himself? It's like not correct. It's like you've got no right. You in particular. Like he's making kind of a point here. Like you in particular. You got no right to talk to me like that. I don't want to hear that from you. Or is it your turn to like follow me around now?
ニコちゃんがいなくなっちゃったのよ。だいぶショックを受けていたみたいだからね。
He doesn't actually say, I'm looking for Nico. I can't find her anywhere. I'm starting to get worried. He says, Nico-chan has gone missing. It seems she like took quite a shock, or was quite shocked, or was quite affected. Like, daibu shoku. Shoku. This is a katakana thing. Like, just because the word is shoku in katakana doesn't necessarily mean that it transliterates exactly to the English shock, right? This is more like an emotional blow. So, Nico-chan ga inaku nachchatta no yo. Nico-chan's gone missing. It seems like she was quite disturbed or quite depressed even.
そうか。ま、静かになってせいせいするぜ。
Did you hear that? Did you hear the slight? Did you hear like the slight bit of worry in his voice in the Japanese vocal delivery there? Like that was really good. The soka. Like there was a little bit there, but this oh yeah in the English doesn't sell it at all.
あなた、ニコちゃんを勘違いしているわ。
You've got this is more like you've got Nico-chan all wrong. Yeah, there was like a little bit of hesitation there. They really needed that.
あなたはニコちゃんを恵まれた子だと思っているみたいだけど、あの子は孤児だったのよ。
Or why did you add this without a penny to her name? that's not true. This is like, you seem to think she was, it's not even perfect life, but it's like megumareta ko da to omotteru. Like, you seem to think she was, you know, she was like, I don't know, like a rich kid, or even just like blessed with a nice upbringing, or like, I don't know how you say megumareta. Megumareta is like to be blessed, or to be, or she's always had it easy. I think I would go with like always had it easy. You seem to think she was I don't know, there's not really a mention of born. Megumareta ko. I would go with always had it easy. You seem to think she's always had an easy life, but the truth is she was an orphan. Yeah. So there's shock.
貧しい家に生まれたあの子は生まれてすぐに教会に預けられたの。
貧しい、yeah. 教会に預かれたの。I don't convent. I don't know why they went with convent here instead of just church. And she was born to a poor family, and she was born to such a poor family that they use born here twice, like 貧しい家に生まれたあの子は生まれてすぐ. It's like kind of doubles up on the born, so it's a little awkward even in Japanese, the writing here. So you kind of want to use it twice, even though it reads a little awkwardly. She was born to a poor family, and right after, to such a poor family that right after she was born, they left her at the church, or they had the church take her in.
でもあの子はそんな自分の境遇に決して落ち込まなかったわ。
Like, why do they keep having these barbs at him? Rosetta is not insulting him. He does not say, unlike some people. Like, I don't get this. There's no point for him to be constantly, like, poking at Godwin. He just does not do that. But she never resented. Like, this actually ties back up to what Rosette said before about how he hates the life that he was born into. And so Rosette is saying, but she never hated the life that she was born into, but she never resented the life she was born to, or the circumstances of her birth, right? It's like drawing, like, they are so stupid that they assume that the fact that he's drawing this equivalence. Number one, Godwin was not present for that conversation when Rosette talked about the circumstances about him hating the circumstances of his birth, right? So Godwin was not present for that conversation. So he is not going to be aware of this parallel being drawn. We, as the readers or as the listeners, will be. But so this, unlike some people, it is not there. That's something that we're supposed to understand. Like, we're supposed to be able to easily draw that conclusion or that connection because we're not stupid. It's a very obvious connection, right? But she never resented. She never resented the circumstances of her birth. She never resented where she grew up or how she grew up, something like that.
希望を持って生きれば必ず幸せになれる。苦しいからこそあの子は生の喜びを理解している。
Huh? If you never stop believing, this is just, I don't know what you did here. Hold on, I got flashbanged again. As long as you live with hope, happiness is possible. It's precisely because she suffered so much that she understands what true joy can be.
必死であなたを救おうとしたのはそのことを伝えたいからだと思うわ。
It's not share some of that faith with you. It's 必死であなたを救おうとしたのはそこを伝えたいからだと思うわ。All she wanted to do was explain why she wanted to save you so much.
バカバカしい。 俺は俺だ。ジョーちゃんのように能天気には生きられねえよ。
What a load of bull. We can't all be a happy. That line doesn't even make sense. Like, this line in English doesn't even make sense. What the hell do you mean? We can't all be a happy little nun. Like, that's not even is that even grammatically correct? Shouldn't it be we can't all be happy little nuns? Because we is plural. So we can't, like, what are we, nuns? Like, that sounds like multiple people being a single nun, right? I don't think that's grammatically correct. Bakabakashi, it's like that, yeah, what a load of bull is not bad for bakabakashi. It's like, that's ridiculous, or don't give me that shit. I'm me. That's true, it could be grammatically incorrect because he's trying to sound rougher. But I don't think somebody would say that. And he didn't say that because it's not in the lines. But, what is it? No tenki. No tenki. No tenki is an interesting turn of phrase. It's like carefree, easygoing, something like that. Bakabakashi. Ore wa ore da. I'm me. It's like ore wa ore da is like I'm me. It's like you don't understand me. Jo-san no you ni no tenki ni ikirare ne yo. We can't all be as carefree as her. We can't all live without a care in the world like she does. Like, don't be ridiculous. Like, I know. I would actually go with, like, ore wa ore da is I know who I am. Yeah, I would definitely go with I know who I am. Don't be ridiculous. I know who I am. We can't all live a carefree life like her.
所詮俺みたいな男は死体あさりがお似合いなんだ。幸福なんざ望むだけ無駄ってものだぜ。
Huh? What? What the what? Huh? This... Oh, I think I'm gonna change the worst line because this doesn't make any. But this line isn't even. Sorry, I have to actually explain. I got locked in again because I have to actually explain. He doesn't say anything like this. Like, not even close. He doesn't say I'm gonna be a rotting corpse. Huh? He says shosen. It's like in the end. In the end, for like corpse robbing is this is almost like in the end corpse robbing is all I'm good for, or it suits me, right? He's like insulting himself, bringing himself down. Like ore mitai na otoko wa shitai asari ga oniai nanda. Oniai nanda. It's like it fits me, right? In the end, you could almost go with like in the end corpse robbing is all a guy like me is good for. 幸福なんざと望むだけ無駄ってものさってものぜ Like, this is like for a guy like me, even wishing for hope is pointless, or even wishing for happiness is pointless. Like, it's not even worth hoping for happiness. Like the line here is way more depressing. It's like, in the end, corpse robbing, for a guy like me, corpse robbing is a good fit, or suits me. I don't know how I'd rephrase this. Like, in the end, I would actually go with robbing corpses is all a guy like me is good for, right? In the end, robbing corpses, I'm gonna change this line here, because I do think this one is really, really bad, actually. But this, like, I don't even know where they got this. They just like decided randomly to be flowery. All I'm gonna be is another rotting corpse, nothing but carrion for scavengers like me to pick at. It's a little fatalistic. It's not what he's saying.
Oh, この指輪は悪くない。見た目は地味だが、高く売れる気がするな。
Yeah. I don't know if it's like kind of boring to look at. It's a little plain, but somebody'll definitely pay for it.
本当にどうしようもないほどのひねくれ者ね。
Can't even be honest with yourself. ひねくれ。どうしようもないひねくれ。Honestly, how bitter can you? I would almost go with like how bitter can you pretend to be, or how bitter can you be?
見つけた。探しましたよ、ゴドウィンさん。ここにいたのですね。
Yeah, it's fine.
ニコちゃん、どうしたの？泥だらけじゃない。
Yeah, like it snowballs out of control. They decided that Rosette should be like really hostile towards Godwin for some reason, but he just isn't. Covered in mud, what happened? Yeah.
ゴドウィンさんを探すのに手間取っちゃいまして、この辺りの戦場跡を手当たり次第回っていました。
手当たり次第で回っていました。Yeah, that's fine.
驚いたわね。落ち込んでいるどころか元気すぎるぐらいね。
Huh? After trudging through the muck all day, I'm surprised you're still so chipper. No. This is you surprised me. I forget about being depressed. You seem almost too happy or too energetic. I thought you'd be depressed, but here you are. Yeah, here you are. More energetic than ever.
僕はまだゴドウィンさんを幸せにしてません。落ち込んでいる暇なんてないです。
Yeah, I still haven't been able to make Godwin happy. There's no time for being depressed.
それよりゴドウィンさん、先ほどの偵察任務のお話ですが、正式に出撃命令が出ましたよ。
Yeah, this like 正式に出撃命令が出ましたよ。It's like it's time to suit up is not really right. It's we got our official orders to prepare for the mission. 出撃命令 is like we got official orders to move out.
もちろん僕もお手伝いします。背中は任せてください。
Yeah, that's fine.
し、バカもここまで来ると呆れちまうぜ。もはや何を言っても無駄ってわけか。
Why do you think you are funny? Why do you think you are a writer? You are not a writer. You are not funny. You are not good at your job. You are bad at your job. No one talks like this. No one has ever said this. In fact, I'm gonna prove it. Dog eyes, period. Searching Google, exact phrase. Nope. Never been used in any other context except for this. A wall doesn't give me puppy dog eyes. No one has ever said that before. This is the only time. Congratulations, you've written something horrible. I've lost my place, hold on. Like, I didn't think you could be this stupid, or like I didn't think you'd go this far. It's like nothing I say even matters anymore. That's it. That's the whole thing. I didn't think someone could be this stupid. It seems like it doesn't matter what I say anymore.
わかったよ。今回だけは付き合ってやる。
It's not, but just this once. It's fine. I'll let you tag along just this one time. It's not 2 sentences. Yeah, it's weird to mention puppy dog eyes. Like it's not a thing. It's not even there. Like that whole beating my head against the wall puppy dog eye. Like the puppy dog eyes thing is not in the script at all, anywhere, at all.
本当ですか？ありがとうございます、ゴドウィンさん。
断り続ける方がよほど面倒そうだと思っただけだ。別にてめえに乗せられたわけじゃねえ。
Yeah. Yeah, it beats trying to get you to leave me alone anyway. It's less of a pain than trying to get you... Yeah, it's less of a pain than trying to get you to leave me alone. It's fine. I don't like jack squat here. But this is like, but don't think I've come around. Or don't think I've bought into what you're telling me. Something like that. I don't like convinced me of jack squat. Nobody says jack squat. But don't go thinking you're winning. I would actually go with it, but don't go thinking you're winning me over or anything like that.
もう少し素直になればいいのに。ま、受け入れる気になっただけ上出来かしら。
This is weird. They swapped this around. Like the line here is, I wish you'd be more honest about your feelings. That's what he says first. もう少し素直になればいいのに。You should just be a little more honest with yourself. But I guess getting this far is good for a start.
何にしてもそういうことなら私も協力してあげる。ニコちゃんの頑張りを無駄にしたくないものね。
What do you mean if you can't beat them, join them? That doesn't make sense here. That doesn't make sense in context. What are you talking about? What do you mean if you can't? There's no context for that line. He hasn't been trying to beat them. There's no way that if you can't beat them, join them makes sense. Yeah, you can't just throw a random idiom in here. It doesn't work. 何してもそういうことなら私も協力してあげる。ニコちゃんの頑張りを無駄にしたくはないもんね。Well, if that's how it's going to be, I'll help out too. I don't want all of Nico-chan's work to go to waste. That's it. There you go. Like that's such a simple line. I guess if that's how it's going to be, I'll help out too. I don't want Nico-chan's work to go to waste after all. There you go. It's just so easy.
Let's
all do our best. But why is it let's all do our best when it's okay, let's do our best, Godwin. She mentions Godwin.
ほら、ゴドウィン、何か言ってあげたら?
Why don't you have something to say, but why don't you say something too?
足手まといにだけはなるんじゃねえぞ。
Yeah, don't hold me back. Stay out of my way. That's fine. That's fine. So where are we going? We can do this in one turn, no problem. That was tough. The sound effects seem slightly different. Is it just me? I think it might just be you. I don't think I changed them. We did it together, is not. No, it's just we did it.
やっと終わったか。たく、こんな面倒な任務を押し付けやがって。
It's finally over. Do me a favor and remind me to never deploy with you two again. That's not really it. You can see he's kind of got like a nicer look on his face. I don't ever want to be forced onto a team with you two again. It's a little bit different. This is what a pain in the ass team to work with, something like that.
その割に結構張り切っていたんじゃないの? あなたがこれほど真剣に戦うとは思わなかったわ。
You looked pretty into it. This isn't really what he said. I can't find the line in the script though. It's a little off. Sometimes these lines don't get captured by the script, but it's not. I was surprised to see you being like so proactive, something like that.
仕方ねえだろ。ジョーちゃんが危なっかしくて手を抜く暇がなかったんだ。
Holy f***. What is wrong with you? I'm shocked. I'm gonna get the exact line because I want to have this for the Hall of Shit. But he didn't say that. Don't worry, he didn't say that. This is so bad. If I hadn't been there that little misseat be just another corpse to loot. No one would ever say that. Ever. That's insane. What he actually said was 仕方がねえだろ。ジョーさんが危なっかしくて手を抜く暇がなかったんだ。It's the previous line was like, I didn't expect to see you fighting so earnestly. You seemed like you were pretty energetic. It's like not like I had any choice. So careless out. Yeah, it's like I would say like she was so careless out there. I didn't have any time to think. I had to stay on my game. Yeah, casually saying he'd loot her dead body if she died is insane. It's actually disgusting. Especially when the actual line is like, I couldn't help it. You know, she's so careless out there. I didn't have any time to think about it. Like I didn't have any time to. There wasn't any time to waste. Like. Like I couldn't help it. There was no time for mistakes. Yeah, no time for mistakes. I think that's what I would go with. You know, little Miss is Joe-chan. The little lady is so careless out there. There wasn't any time for mistakes. I didn't have any time for mistakes. Yeah, that's like actually insane. Oh yeah. He's nothing. He's nothing like how they're portraying him. Not even close. He's kind of a complicated, sad character, right? He grew up persecuted, and instead of, you know, whether he's right or wrong, instead of trying to like, you know, they're setting up Nico and Godwin as kind of two sides of the same coin, right? She grew up an orphan, he grew up persecuted. Both of them had hard lives growing up. He leaned into kind of being cynical and saying like, well, if the world hates me, I'm gonna hate the world, right? That's kind of his modus operandi. Like, I don't give a shit about looting these corpses. I'm looking out for myself. The world hates me already. Who cares if they hate me? Like, they're gonna hate me no matter what I do. So I might as well just do everything I can to get by. Whereas Nico is like, I don't care how much, you know, how hard things get, I'm going to stay positive. That's kind of the setup here. So it makes sense that they have a squad story together. But you wouldn't get that from the English.
どうですか、ゴドウィンさん。少しはお役に立てたでしょうか。
This is more like I hope I was helpful.
あなたを幸せにする方法はわかりませんが、少しでも元気になれたなら嬉しく思います。
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane that he would refer to her as a corpse to loot. I might not know exactly, yeah, how to help you, but if I was able to help at all, that would make me happy. I'd be happy to hear it.
元気も何もただ任務をこなしただけじゃねえか。そんなことで何かが変わりゃ苦労しねえんだ。
Oh my god, why are you making him out to be like such a psychopath? That's not what he said. He didn't say shoot a couple Imperials. Yeah, they're just like making him an asshole, and they leave out this whole second line, which is like, what do you mean feel better? All we did was complete the mission. Like, so just doing I would go with like just doing our job isn't gonna change, you know, isn't gonna change how much I've suffered. Or isn't gonna change, yeah, isn't gonna change things for me.
だがまあ、一応は感謝しといてやる。多少なりとも気が晴れたからな。
Well, no, it's not. I guess I feel better. Sure, I guess I feel better. No, it's, but, well, I guess I should thank you. I do feel a little bit better. Like, I do feel a little bit better. I guess I should thank you. It says like, and yeah, they didn't write imps. Like they always do. But it's like, Dagama. Well, but I guess I should thank you. I do feel a little bit better.
ありがとうございます。
だからいちいち頭を下げるな。礼を言われる筋合いなんてねえよ。
Huh? This is so stupid. Why add this line, I'm not gonna stop scabbing? He didn't say that. Okay, Ichichi. No, it's not don't get all mushy on me! Exclamation point. Yeah, だからいちいち頭を下がるな. It's like you don't thank me for every little thing. It's like I haven't done anything worth praising. Yeah, it's like don't go thanking me for everything. I haven't done anything worth praising. Yeah, I don't deserve your gratitude. I haven't done anything worth praising. Like, I don't know why. It doesn't make sense.
そのひねくりぶりだけはいつまで経っても治りそうにないわね。
So this line right here is why they've decided to make Rosetta an asshole to him for the whole thing, even though that's not the case. He's just being a kind of a jerk here because it's like they've been through so much now, you need to cut the attitude already. Is basically what he's saying, right? So it's not even not with that attitude. It seems like you'll never stop pretending to be so cynical. Your twisted personality doesn't seem like it will ever change. I feel like hinekuri buri is more like pretending. Furi o suru. Is it furi hinekuri buri? Hinekuri furi o suru. Hinekuri buri wa itsumade tatte mo naori sou de nai na. It seems like that attitude of yours is not likely to change anytime soon. Attitude, personality, I feel like rather than twisted, we would say cynical here. Also, what up, Cactus Steak? Good to see you. I feel like twisted is a little too literal. Hinekuru is more like cynical. There's hinniku and hinekuru is. I feel like cynical makes more sense. Yeah, none of your business is fine.
そう？だったらお世話ついでにもう一つ教えてあげるわ。
Oh, if that's the case. Yeah, none of your business, speaking of business. This isn't bad, actually. This is actually not a bad way to segue these two lines. It's not bad.
あなたがさっき価値があると思って拾った指輪。あれは希少な鉱石で作られた本当に値打ち物よ。
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he knows that, but it's not. They left out that it's like made of a rare ore or made of a rare crystal potentially, rare ore. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I guess it's. I don't know if I would go small fortune. It's worth a lot.
宝石ほど派手な輝きがあるわけでない指輪を見て、よく高価なものと気がついたわね。
Yeah. It's like made of a rare ore, basically. And then this kind of explains it. Even though there's no jewel on it. Hoseki, it's like, there's no jewel on it. There's no hoseki hodo hadena kagayaki ga aru wake de nai yubiwa o mite yoku kouka na mono da to kizuita wa ne. It's not. Most people would take it for a cheap trinket. Is not there. It's more like, I'm surprised you could tell it's worth so much considering it doesn't have it's not, it doesn't have like a gaudy jewel on it. Yeah, you noticed it was valued by looking at the ring that didn't shine. That's a little too literal. I'm not sure are you tossing that into like deep TL or something like that? But this is more like, I'm surprised you could tell it was worth so much, especially since it doesn't have a gaudy jewel or anything on it.
別に大した根拠はねえよ。言うなら直感みたいなものだ。
It doesn't say I ain't no jeweler. It's nothing special. Just call it, just call it a feeling. Yeah, intuition, call it a hunch.
死体あさりで金になりそうなものを探してるうち、自然とそういうのが感覚でわかるようになったんだ。
What? This over time, I gotta feel for its value beneath this. This isn't... You're trying very hard here. This doesn't make any sense. 死体あさりでお金になりそうなものを探してるうち、自然とそういうのが感覚でわかるようになったんだ。Yeah, this is like scavengers have to judge what loot's worth taken and fast. Not here. It's just... I got a feeling for while scavenging or while looting corpses, you know, 死体あさり. While looting corpses, I ended up with a natural intuition for what is and isn't worth money, or worth taking, basically.
だとしたら、あなたには鑑定士としての才能があるかもしれないわね。
If that's the case, you might have a talent for appraisal. Yeah, you might have a talent for appraisal.
鑑定士だとこの俺が
Yeah, me in appraisal, that's not bad.
感覚だけで物の価値を見分けるなんて誰にでもできる芸当じゃないわ。
Can we please not use these metaphors? They're just throwing random metaphors in here for no reason. Most people would judge a book by its cover. An appraiser can see a diamond in the rough and know its true worth. It's all so tiresome. It's all so tiresome. I feel bad for, like, having to play this game in English. Because you would just get sick of this kind of cheesy writing. But that's not what he's saying. It's being able to tell if something's valuable or not just by looking at it isn't something just anyone can do.
もちろん、仕事にしようとするなら感覚だけでなく知識も必要になるでしょうね。
Why do you keep adding stuff? But it has to be better than looting bodies. It's not here. This line is not here. They're not talking about looting bodies anymore. Of course, if you're going to make a career out of it, you'll need more than just intuition. There you go. You'll need knowledge, you'll need real knowledge, not just intuition. There you go.
そこはあなたの努力次第だけど、少なくとも今より幸福な未来だと思わない？
These lines are not here. You get out of life what you put into it. We've all faced hardships, but what matters is how we grow. He's talking about a like do you not think that Godwin has heard a million pointless, stupid platitudes in his life, right? Like he's heard this. But what Rosetta is giving him is like a clear, concrete goal, like a hope for the future. And he uses the word kofuku, which is the same word that Godwin himself said, I ain't got a hope for happiness, kofuku. A guy like me has no hope for happiness. But Rosetta is giving him like a concrete, hey, don't you think you could use this skill to like turn over a new leaf and turn it into a real job? Wouldn't that be a future for you? Like a real happy future? But instead they've replaced all of that with just like fluff. Random, you get out of life what you put into it. We've all faced hardships, but what matters is how we grow from them. Like, that's why change this? Like, but of course, そこはあなたの努力次第だけど, it will matter, you know, you'll have to work at it, but don't you think that sounds like a more of a hopeful future? Like, why would he be moved by all that bullshit fluff versus, you know, of course you'll have to work at it, but doesn't that sound like more of a hopeful future? Thank you very much, Cactus Steak, for the sub. Very good to see you.
すごいじゃないですか、コトビンさん。ぜひともやってみるべきです。
I think you should try it. It's not appraising sounds great, but that sounds amazing. You should definitely give it a try. I think you should give it a try.
早く戦争を終わらせて鑑定士になるのがコドウィンさんの幸せになる方法だったのですよ。
Shut the f up about corpses. No one's talking about corpses. We're done. There's no more corpses. We're not talking about corpses anymore. No one's saying anything. I'm losing my mind. What is wrong with you? You're insane. You've actually lost the plot. Not only does she say after we win the war, I mean, she what is it? Senso o awaseru implies winning the war for sure. It's fine. It's fine. Once we win the war, that's fine. I'll let that one slide. But it's like, we should hurry up and end the war so that you can become an appraiser, and that'll be like, how do I phrase this? I'm losing my mind. Hurrying up and ending the war so that you can become an appraiser will be the way to make you happy. It'll be like your own, your own happy future. There's like your own legitimate business. There won't be any corpses left to rob. It's like such a insane thing to say. Like treating it that lightly is nuts. I'm saving this one too. I don't even know, like, in some ways these ones aren't even worth saving because it's just not there. There's nothing to talk about. Like, I can't even say, oh, I see what they were going with this. It's a little bit different, but maybe, they were thinking this way. Oh, but they missed the nuance. This is just like, you made it up. Like you made it up.
Oi, oi, 勝手に決めるな。てかなんでジョーちゃんが張り切ってる?
Yeah, it's not more excited than I am. It's like, calm down. Like, why are you getting all excited? You don't get to decide this stuff for me. Why are you getting excited?
僕決めました。ゴドウィンさんを立派な鑑定士にしてみせます。
Not the best appraiser there ever was. And it's not because I care about you. I already made my decision. I'm gonna help you become a great appraiser. I already made my decision. 立派な鑑定士にしてみせます。してみせます。It's like, I'll make you. I'm gonna help you. Like, she's being very like, no, I've decided. I'm gonna help you become a great appraiser.
僕も精一杯お手伝いしますので、一緒に頑張って幸せになりましょう。
She's almost proposing to him at this point. Like, honestly. Like, that's how it comes off a bit. Like, 一緒に頑張って幸せになりましょう。No, I mean, in this line, it really does sound like she's got a thing for him, and she's proposing here. Like, 僕も, what is it? 一緒にお手伝いしますので. Right? Yeah, like, 幸せになりましょう. Let's, we can, I know we can be happy.
だから俺はやるとはまだ.
No, hold your horses. No, I said, hey, I haven't agreed to.
やっぱりニコちゃんはすごい子だわ。
Shut up, 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 shut up. There's no metaphors here, please. Just, wow, Nico-chan, you really are something. You really are something.
あなたを見ていると、本当に希望を持って生きれば、必ず幸せになれるような気がしてくるわ。
Huh? Huh? There's just the Mr. Krabs like, huh? This line is completely fabricated. None of this is here. He doesn't mention the church at all. Unless I'm like losing my mind. I'm reading ahead just to make sure, but あなたを見てると本当に希望を持って生きれば必ず幸せになるような気がしてくるわ。Yeah, it's like I just seeing you, I feel like as long as you live with hope, you will definitely be able to become happy. Yeah, she said that herself, so he's kind of echoing her sentiment.
あなたは人に希望を与えるために舞い降りた天使なのかもしれないわね。
I think you might have just like lost the he was just like whoever's translating this was just like not paying attention or like watching subway surfers on the side. This is just made up. No, this is completely made up. None of this is here. This line isn't present at all. Like the rest of us poor sinners, it's a beacon of hope. No, he says, like you might really be, an angel. Come down to give people hope. Yeah, tenshi. They made all of this up out of tenshi. Yeah, they hammed up the religious aspects so insanely hard, like. And what is this like? You truly believe in the goodness of others, hang on to that. For the rest of us poor sinners, it's a beacon of hope. Like, huh? It's you might just really be an angel. Come down to give hope to people, something like that.
どこまでも人を振り回す勝手な連中だぜ。
It's not give a damn what I'm saying. 勝手な連中. It's like どこまでも人を振り回す. It's like well, how much of a pain can you be just deciding all this on your own?
てめえらのせいで少しだけ生きてるのが楽しくなっちまったじゃねえか。
This doesn't add this is so bad. Great, now I've got something to look forward to in life, and it's all your fault. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, no. What he's saying is てめえらのせいで少しだけ生きてるのが楽しくになっちゃったんじゃねえか. It's like, ah, damn it. Thanks to you guys, I guess I do have. The line here is like, well, shit, or damn. Thanks to you guys, I guess I do have something to look forward to in life. Like, something like that. I'm burnt out. We're going to the hall. It's been 3 hours. We're going to the hall. Yeah, all the sincerity is gone. Yeah, I think I might highlight this stream just because it's so bad again. I need like a way to label these so it's like in the same series. It's like, maybe I should just do part 2. Like the translators should have been fired for this. Part 2! Electric Boogaloo or something. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm hates that though.